Hello, friends. Okay, so I was inspired today to make this video after I came across a note in my phone, and I was having a conversation with a friend, and I was like, I just need to share this. So here's the quote that I came across in my phone. I had typed out, I can't remember who said this. I want to say it was Melissa Pepping, and she could have been quoting someone else, so sorry I can't give credit. But the quote said, "I chose to remain driven despite thousands of disappointments so that I could live the life of my dreams." And I love that. I love coming across that note. I've come across that note a couple times in my phone recently, and I love it because it's like such a good reminder, like, okay, I choose to remain driven. And I love that it's in the past tense too. I chose to remain driven so that I could live the life of my dreams despite thousands of disappointments. It's that keep going and keep going and keep going, even when things happen and they happen again and they happen again and it's hard. So I wanted to talk about how that relates to the Young Living business for a few minutes. So then I was having a conversation with a friend of mine today on Marco Polo, and we were talking about how a lot of times people either don't want to say yes to this business, or after they've said yes, they quit early on. There's some statistic about 90% of people in network marketing quit within their first year, and it's because something comes up, something happens, life happens. A lot of network marketers are moms. It's hard, or you're pregnant and you're tired, or you have a toddler and you're tired, or whatever, and it's like your life feels full, and so you're like, something has to go, and this feels like the easiest thing to let go of, so we quit, or we say no to it without even trying because we're like, I'm just full and my job is so hard, and having a baby on top of my job is so hard, or just being a stay-at-home mom is like all I can manage, so this is not something that I can add to my plate. And for sure there's like legitimate, you have to hear God for yourself, but I don't want you to take yourself off the table without, just because life feels full, or something happened, or it's hard, or you're not growing the way that you wanted to. So I wanted to title this video, "It's Okay to Grow Slow." That's you hear that a lot, but I wanted to talk about how that has to do with this business, because I think if we get started in something like this business and it doesn't explode, we hear the numbers. We've seen the income disclosure statement. We hear like so-and-so started making $15,000 a month after she'd only been doing this for a year. What? Well, I want to do that. And then we get a year in and we're making like $150 a month, and we're like, well, that obviously didn't work. So I'm going to move on because I need to, my time is valuable and I need to be giving it to something that really matters. Right? I mean, that makes sense. But the thing about this business is, yes, some people explode right out of the gate and they start making really great money and changing thousands of lives like real fast. And others of us, like me, don't. And that's okay. There's actually nothing wrong with that. Some people just grow slow. But you know what? Slow growing is still growing. So think about it this way. If you just rested and regrouped instead of quitting, or rested and regrouped, or paused, with your life instead of saying, no, I can't even try this, where would you be in 10 years? Where are you going to be in 10 years with your current job, or your, family's current situation? Where are you going to be in 10 years? For sure, you're going to be 10 years older either way, right? But if you kept going with this business and you slowly, steadily kept going, had a baby and took a break, was pregnant, took a break, had a life event, took a break, but kept going, where would you be in 10 years? If you were going to be making $20,000 at the end of this road in 10 years from the gentle, slow plod, would that be worth it? But I mean, I think it would, right? Like, I'm just talking to a screen, so I don't know if it would be worth it to you. It's worth it to me. Would that be worth it? Would it be worth it to keep going with something that's hard, to take a breather, maybe just take a nap instead of quitting and getting up the next day, or maybe 2 days later and continuing, if you knew that the end of 10 years of your time, you would be making a residual $20,000 a month. Okay, now here's the good news. First of all, the people that make $20,000 a month in Young Living, it usually does not take 10 years. I'm just saying. But even if it did take you 10 years to get to that level, that's kind of the, maybe diamond level, platinum diamond level. Wouldn't that be worth it? You don't have to explode all at once. You don't have to be like, yes, it would be nice if, you started and then 3 months later you're already making, $1,500 a month. That would be great. And it's totally possible. So don't hear me saying that it's not. It really is. But if that does not happen for you, that's okay. You don't need to quit. It doesn't mean you're failing. Maybe you do need to regroup and try some new strategies. Maybe you don't. Maybe you just need to keep planting those seeds. But will you be making $20,000 a month in 10 years with what you're doing right now? Will you? Some people will. There are plenty of jobs out there that have that kind of growth trajectory. But if you do have that kind of situation where you or your spouse or, your combined, whatever situation will be at that kind of level in 10 years, will it be residual? Meaning, if you don't show up to work, will it keep coming? Will it be able to be willed to your children? If you die, will that business keep going and will you be able to give it to your children, whether they show up to work or not? If you have to take care of an aging parent or grandparent and can't work for a while, are those checks still going to be coming in? Or are you going to, I just heard a really sad story a Young Living member shared where she, because of her residual income, was able to spend just time. Her father passed away, and in those last months, she was able to just drop everything and be with him. And her sister also dropped everything to be with him, but she almost lost her job. And maybe she did. She didn't actually tell us if she lost her job or not, but she was getting written up at work. Like, sorry, your dad's dying, but actually you need to be here. But this girl, she didn't have that because she had her Young Living business and it was paying her residually. I had another point and I forgot what it was. I made notes and everything too. Take breaks. Don't quit. Take breaks. Maybe you've started another network marketing business and you did quit it right away and you kind of feel like embarrassed, like, oh, I can't do another one. Well, why not? Why not? Just do it this time and just decide that this is going to be the time that you do it. And better yet, like, we're doing it together. So, like, I mean, I'm not quitting. So we can do it together. We can lock arms. We can, like, do this thing. We can grow. We can help others grow. That was my other point. If you do have the growth trajectory of the, say $20,000 a month kind of income, is your job that you're going to be doing, is that going to be helping thousands of families' lives change under you? Like, maybe you don't have a problem seeing yourself making that kind of money, but are you, when you're making that kind of money, are you going to be able to be helping others to see and realize that they can make that kind of money as well? Maybe that's not a problem for you, visualizing that kind of income. But wouldn't it be awesome if you're making that kind of income and helping other people to realize that they can make that kind of income, all while changing their lives with their health and getting non-toxic products into their homes and using oils that do things that we're not allowed to say that they do and radically changing our bodies. Is your job going to be doing that? Okay. So about that, another point that I wrote here on my paper is one of the reasons why Young Living is such a fantastic business model is because the products are consumable and they cover a wide range of they're a wide range of products, and everybody in the family can use them, and everyone in the family, will continue to consume them and continue to order them because they're all consumable products. I have a friend who just posted today that she is starting a business with this wonderful, I love it, wonderful jewelry company. And I'm pumped for her. I think she's going to be great at it. But there is only so much jewelry that you can buy. You know what I'm saying? There's only, you're going to have to work really hard to keep that ball rolling because you're going to have to keep convincing people to buy jewelry. Whereas Young Living products sell themselves. You start getting on Ningxia Red and you see how great it makes you feel. You don't have to remind someone to order their Ningxia Red or ask them I know you ordered some last month, could you order some again? I would really help my business. No, they're going to be ordering that Ningxia Red. They're going to be ordering those oils. They're going to be ordering those supplements because they're amazing and they're good for them and it's consumable. So that really helps this business, and it's for the whole family. It's not like one person in the family is the only one that's going to benefit. Maybe one person will be the person that starts out, but that is going to spread really quickly. Does that make sense? Okay. Friend, you can do this. You can do this. Don't listen to the lie that says that you can't succeed at this, that you don't know enough people, that you don't have the time, that your personality isn't suited for this. I hear that a lot. Well, I'm an introvert and I just can't do this. Well, actually you can. There are a lot of introverts that are at the very top of Young Living. You can. Don't listen to the lie that says you didn't get in at a good time. I just saw some projected growth numbers and the past numbers and the projected numbers for the next few years and the years previously, and it's unbelievable how much Young Living has. Young Living is an over 20-year-old company, and it is still growing like wildfire. So don't even think about you didn't get in at a good time. You got in at a great time. And now we have makeup, which makes it an even better time because it just reaches a whole new level of people. We have the resources here in this group. So don't listen to the lie that says that you can't do all the things that I do, like creating graphics and writing scripts and things like that. Well, you don't have to do that because I'm doing it for you. We have stuff like that here in this group. All those resources that you need or that you think you need are here for you. We want I want you to succeed. It helps. I don't succeed unless you succeed. So it behooves me to help you succeed, right? And I am happy to create all this stuff. We've got this group. You can add people to this group. You don't need to start your own group. You can eventually if you want to, but you don't have to. You can just plug people right in here and plug them right into the education that we've got. We've got ongoing education for you. We've got ongoing education for your people. You can literally just start plugging in. You really can do this. What also, I want to go back to I don't have time because I hear that a lot. So I am a mom of 4 kids and I homeschool and I have a baby. She's a year now, but I was doing this when she was born, and I did take a nice break while she was pregnant. So again, take breaks, don't quit. Did I say while she was pregnant? Well, I was pregnant with her. Her pregnancy, I was exhausted the entire pregnancy, and I couldn't do anything but keep everyone alive and then take a nap until my husband got home, and that's what I did, and it was great, and I kept going, and I still got checks that whole time, and I was really doing less than nothing. Okay, but back to that time thing. You do have time. You do. I do understand if it's really, there are seasons where it's just not the season. Like for me, when I was exhausted pregnant, it wasn't the season. But you do have time. We all have the same 24 hours. So I would ask you to think about what what could you temporarily give up? What could you make a list of things that are non-negotiables and negotiables? What could you give up temporarily in order to give 30 minutes or an hour or 2 hours, 3 days a week, 5 days a week, whatever it looks like for you? What could you give up in order to give a little bit of time to this business? Could you give up Netflix? Could you give up 30 minutes of sleep? Could you get up a little bit earlier? Could you, instead of chilling and just surfing Instagram during your kids' nap time, could you do this instead? Could you just take a few minutes for yourself and then hop in and do some nap time hustle? Could you work after your kids went to bed for an hour before you go to bed? There's lots of ways to find time. So don't let that time thing be an excuse either. And again, I am here saying it's okay to grow slow and it's okay to take breaks. So hear what I'm saying and don't hear what I'm not saying. But you can do this. Would it be worth it if you gave up a little bit so that in 10 years you had a thriving, willable, residual income that would bless your family for the rest of your life? Come and do this with me. Let's do this together. It's amazing. It is changing people's lives. You can do this.